Good afternoon, everyone. My name is R. Joshua Reynolds, and I'm the Communications Specialist at the Prince George's County Economic Development Corporation. And I would like to welcome you all to today's edition of Webinar Wednesdays. So for today, our topic of discussion is using your words. And today we have a wonderful expert with us on the use of Microsoft Word. And she's going to discuss with you the different elements and capabilities of Microsoft Word that can really help you best represent yourself when you are in your job search. So we have all types of documents and so forth that are needed for you to present yourself as an ideal candidate. And Miss Wanda Cromer, is going to help us get over the hurdles of using Microsoft Word so that we can best represent ourselves as candidates for potential jobs. So you already know you're a great candidate. She's going to give you some tools to show that off. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up Ms. Wanda Cromer, and we're going to share our screen so that you can see what it is that she's working on. So, want to say hi?
Hi, everybody, and thank you, Josh, for having me today. I look forward to sharing with you all.
Awesome. So we're going to get started, and we're going to start sharing. The first thing we're going to go through is a blank Word document. All right.
Okay, and we're going to look at this blank Word document to get familiar with the ribbon at the top and the various formatting options that we have in Microsoft Word. There are different things that we can use to make our documents, our resumes, cover letters, thank you notes, anything more, a little more eye-catching and pleasing to the site. We can format options. So here we're going to discuss our ribbon. This area is our ribbon, and on the ribbon we have various options for formatting, for the paragraph use, and different styles. So let's talk about it a little bit. We can make words bold and italicize. We can underline our words. We can change the font type and the font style, the number, I'm sorry, and font color. We can use uppercase options to make all our words uppercase, and do various things like that. So up on this ribbon, don't be afraid to try different things. We want to make our documents to get the attention of the person that's reading our document. So we want to change various formats or use various formats to do that. Don't be afraid to touch buttons, to try different things, to step outside your comfort zone to make the document work better for you. So right now, I think it would be okay for us to go ahead and try to work on a sample cover letter that I have to do some formatting options. So we're going to get Josh to bring that up. And we'll look at this cover letter and make some changes.
All right, we're going to bring up our cover letter.
Okay, here we are. And this cover letter is very basic right now, but we're going to pretty it up, so to speak. So we all have different styles and preferences. So right now we're just going to do some things to it. Here's my name here at the top of the letter. So we can do a general letter block style, or we can make it a little bit different. Sometimes you may have a letter that's more than one page, and so you won't have to type your name and address at the top of each. You can use a header, what's called a header, and that will automatically show up on each page without you having to retype it every time. So let's start to format the top of this with my name. I want to make that bold and a larger font size. So let's make it 16. And I prefer all uppercase letters for my name to stand out a little bit. So we're going to make that all uppercase. And it's okay to add a little flair to it. So let's add a little color, make it a little blue. So we have bold and we have it blue. We have our uppercase. And now we'll work on the address underneath. We'll highlight that to make the changes. We're going to make that bold as well. Change the font size. I want to change it to 14. And I think we'll center both the name and the information here. We'll go ahead and center that here on the paragraph box. You can choose center or Control E to center everything. In this area here with our phone number and address, let's put a little shading behind it. And if we go here in our paragraph box, we can click on what looks like a paint bucket. And for shading, click on the down arrow, and that will bring up the shading. And so since I want to stick with my blue theme, I'll choose a blue. And that brings up a shaded box. And let's change our font to white so it will show up a little better for the users to see. And you can click off of it and see if you're happy with these options here. I think at this point, I want to make it a little larger, a little easier to read. So I'm going to make it 16 points. So I highlighted it and went to my font box to change the size there. So I'm happy with that. So let's format the rest of the document. I want to make this area here with the address. Right now it looks like it's double space. Let's make that single space so we can either right click or go up to the paragraph box here and click on that. Go under line spacing and choose single. Now we also want to go over to the spacing side. So the spacing before and after that particular paragraph, we want to be 0. Change that to 0. We've changed the line spacing to single, and we want to hit OK. Okay, so that works there. Here we have a subject line, and when you're reading a letter, someone's reading a letter, they want something to pop out to let them know immediately what it's about. So this subject line here, I think we need to bold to make it stand out a little more, and we can make it a little larger. And that way, that'll stand out some. Now, the rest of the letter is 11 points. So I made that 14 points. It stands out, it's bold. And then we can go on with formatting the rest of the letter. Today, while we're talking about formatting and design, you can think of various documents you would like to format, whether it's your resume, your cover letter, like we're doing here. You may have a to-do list. Those are things that you can use, different documents you can use to help you practice your formatting. So don't be afraid of it. So we have the body of the letter here, and I just want it double space between the paragraphs. So the paragraphs themselves, we can highlight to see it for ourselves. So we highlight the paragraph, go back to the paragraph box. And we are going to, let's right click here, go to paragraph, and go under line spacing. We see there's multiple, and I want to make that single with 0 points before and after again, and hit OK. Okay, so we do that there, and you can go there and then you can enter that, put your extra space in there, and that'll give you that. So we could highlight the whole document, but I want you to see how you can change your line spacing. A lot of times you may have a document where you need a little more room on it. You may be close to the edge, but you don't necessarily want 2 pages. So feel free to go in there, select your text or your paragraph, right click and go into the paragraph box. And you may have to go in there and make it 0.9 for your line spacing with 0 before and after. That will bring it closer together and give you more room, that extra room you may need. Now to undo this, because I don't want to keep it like this, a quick shortcut for that would be Control Z, and that will undo anything that you've done. All right, so we're going to, we also, when you have a document, you want to add some pizzazz to it. So we want to make a bullet list in here. So instead of we have a straight reading and paragraph, we're going to make items a bullet list. So I'm going to choose this particular information here to make a bullet list out of. Okay, or we can type. Let's see, we'll go here with the statistical numbers and make this a bullet list. So we'll put it, we enter there, we'll put a space there, this particular sentence there, and one more. Okay, so now we have 3 items. We want to make a bullet list. We want to select the text, go up on your ribbon on the paragraph box, go to the bullet list here, and in your bullet library, you have different options. We'll choose this option here, the dot, and there. You have a little bit of pizzazz added to your document. Take a space out there and makes it a little bit more appealing. We want to make sure our spacing is right. If we have single spacing, then we want to just have one additional space in there for our document so it's consistent throughout. We want to check our line spacing here. We'll highlight that information, right click, go to paragraph. It's multiple. We want to make that single and do 0 before and after spacing for that paragraph. So that's coming together nicely. We can always do a print preview to see what that looks like before we print it and wasting the ink. So if we're happy with that, we can print that. If not, right now we'll go back and look at it and see what kind of changes we can make to this. Now, I talked about earlier various shortcuts you can use for center. If we wanted to center this address here, or actually the subject line, if we wanted to center it, we would highlight it and then Control E would center that subject line. That easy. That's nice, and that's eye-catching. And the shortcuts make your job easier and allow you to do more work in a shorter amount of time. Okay. All right. So I want to now select this option and put it in the header. So if I have multiple pages, I won't have to type it every time. So we want to go ahead and cut that. And we're going to the Insert tab at the top of the ribbon. Over to Header. And we'll choose the blank header. And we'll go in there, Control V for paste. And there you have your header. And you go up to the Design tab to close it, or you can hit the Escape key. And now you have a nice document. So if we want to go down and add pages to the bottom, just to show you how we're showing every page, we do Control Enter, add a page, and there's your header that will show up on all your future or pages that follow. So we can do that. And then you can go up here and format if you need to bring the date up or what have you. You can move things around like that. So you can take an ordinary document and make it extraordinary. So I'd like to thank Josh for having me today. I hope I've shared some things that will be helpful in your job search as you use Microsoft Word. Thank you so much and have an awesome day.
All right, we're going to check and see if we have any questions that have come in today. If anyone's had any questions, if you do have any questions, we can take a moment to allow you to type them in to the group chat aspect of our Hangout session here. So we'll give a few moments for everyone to try and to give a question if you would like to. All right. So, Ms. Cromer, uh, if I were to want to format it specifically for a resume, okay. Now we've seen a lot of different resumes. How could I, for instance, uh, have my name in white, but have the background of my name so a different color? Could you take us through that type of process?
All right, we can do that. So you want the font of your name in white.
Yes. The font in white.
Okay.
The font would be in white, and then also the the font would be in white, and the rest of it would be the background would be a different color.
Okay, so you want shading? Is it shading you're looking for in the background of your document?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we would go here, and just like we did with the header, we would just go up and use this as an example. So we have our white font here, and then the background color there. And you can at any time change the color of your background. So let's make it orange. And then you have your white font there, and you would go here. So as you type or type enter anything you type, you just expand the shading area. And so you can make that all white or any color at any time. And like I said, you would just continue to type, and that expands the shaded area. So feel free to mess around with the colors and change them to anything you like. It's change the size and color of this. Change it to a nice green and enlarge the font and really see it in pop and vote. And we'll go in there, change the font to something. Let's change it to Times Roman. We can just type T in there and that font pops up. We type enter to change that. Anything you want to change that to. If you want Arial, type A and that pops up, and hit enter to change it as well.
Okay, that's really cool looking. I think we actually do have a few questions that I'm going to bring up. All right, so the first question we have is, what do you do when you encounter a job board where there are there are word limitations for a resume you created in Microsoft Word when everything is important. So the question is, if there are a lot of if there was a word limit, how could you edit what you're doing to make sure that everything that's important is actually listed?
So you can change your resume type to a functional or a combination resume, and to condense the words to make sure you have the appropriate amount of words, and so that everything fits on that particular page. And to match the job.
All right. Now, is it okay to add color to a cover letter?
Exactly.
So it depends on the industry whether or not it's appropriate to put color on your resume.
Right. That's correct.
All right. And I believe we are out of questions. If you do have any more questions that you'd like to pose to Ms. Cromer or myself, please feel free to email me at rjreynolds, that's rjreynolds at co.pg.md.us. Again, that's that's RJ Reynolds, that's RJREYNOLDS at co.pg.md.us. And we want to thank Ms. Cromer again for sharing her expertise and knowledge with us today.
Thank you very much, Josh. I appreciate it.
And I would like to invite all job seekers or anyone who knows someone who's a job seeker to come and visit the Prince George's One Stop Career Center here at 1801 McCormick Drive in Largo, Maryland, Suite 120. Again, that's 1801 McCormick Drive in Largo, Maryland, Suite 120. You do not have to have you do not have to already set up an appointment to come to the One Stop Center. You simply come, and the front desk staff will be happy to help you through whatever journey, whatever part of the job seeking journey that you're a part of. We have a lot of folks here who are able to help and able to steer you in the right direction. So again, we want to thank Wanda Cromer, and tune in next week for our next Webinar Wednesday series. Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.